Alright, hello and welcome back to the vlog. It's time for the final episode, the summary, the recap and the Q&A. So it is currently...
What date is it?
December the 19th, Friday, December the 19th. I've just come back from 10 days in Vegas on a solo trip, which I'll talk about more at the end. So we're struggling to remember what happened. We've just had a quick brainstorming session, like, what did we do? What happened there? So it's obviously been, September we went.
Yeah.
So it's been, nearly 3 months since we got back. So we're just going to very quickly do a kind of a summary and a recap, and then we've got some questions that you guys have sent in that we'll answer. So a quick summary in your words, Emily, for the whole trip. This is going to cover the West Yellowstone, the road trip, and obviously Vegas, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Vegas specifically. How did you think the trip was?
It was really, really amazing. It's everything what I expected, the Yellowstone. I'd definitely do it again, but I would do it at a slower pace. That was my only gripe with it, to be honest. It was a bit fast and it was a bit exhausting.
Yeah, well, it kind of had to be fast because of the route that we were taking, driving. It's a long way to get up there.
And it's like some long, windy, tiring roads.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like it was too much when we were on it. Maybe when afterwards we felt a little bit tired, but we're up early, so it suits us doing the miles and getting everything. I enjoyed it. I like an action-packed. I've got ADHD, so I like to keep busy and keep going. And for me, undiagnosed, but I have the attention span of a mouse. I just start talking about one thing and then go off, and I have all the signs of ADHD. So. I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, you said it was everything you expected it to be. I would kind of say it was probably a bit more. I had high expectations. The parts before and after Yellowstone, I really, really enjoyed. I think we went to some amazing little like cities and towns, had good vibes, really friendly people. And the Yellowstone part kind of blew my mind. I think we were probably very, very lucky with the wildlife, and that was the main thing that we wanted to see. Seeing all the bears that we saw, seeing the elk in the morning, seeing the bison, and everyone always calls them buffalo, but I don't know why. Why the Buffalo game? Why does the Buffalo game in Vegas have pictures of bison on it? Because it's not buffalo. Buffalo and bison are different. So,
that's different. I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, see, that's the ADHD starting off, going on a different trail.
On a tangent.
But yeah, it was a really, really good trip.
Vegas was Vegas. It was.
Yeah, Vegas was Vegas. Yeah.
We had some good nights. We had some bad nights. Good gambling, bad gambling. Good meals.
Bad meals.
Bad meals.
Talking of which, best bits. For me, one of the biggest surprises was Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed Salt Lake City. West Yellowstone I really liked. Thought it might be a bit cheesy and gimmicky, and it was a little bit, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, so is Vegas, isn't it? So it's a bit like...
Yeah. Park City was also really, really nice.
Yeah.
Strange rules on the drinking though, which I still can't get my head around.
No. Neither can I.
Worst bits. Well, actually, one of the worst bits for me, which we didn't actually mention in the vlog because we forgot about it, and it only kind of popped up later. I mean, looking back, it was quite funny. But there was an incident where I nearly got run over. In the car park with the guy in the pickup truck.
Oh yeah.
So I'm walking behind this pickup truck, and this pickup truck starts reversing.
No, it was in a gas station, wasn't it?
It was in a gas station, yeah. Starts reversing, and the back of the van hits me. And I'm banging on the side of the pickup truck, shouting, hey, I'm here. And he just carried on reversing with me just up to the back, and I had to kind of push myself off. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? I wasn't quite as polite as that. I was a little bit ruder. And it's just some old guy in his 70s, and this old pickup truck was just like, meh, I just drove off. That was funny, but yeah, nearly getting run over. And I don't think there were any other bad bits, really.
We had that run-in with Resorts World, didn't we, about the parking and charged. And
we had a run-in with the law.
Oh yeah, the cop. Oh, how could I forget that?
I thought it was hilarious, not so much.
I didn't think it was hilarious. I was fuming.
Yeah.
Absolutely fuming, because the amount of times I tell him, stop speeding, Russell. I don't know where he thinks he is, but he's always speeding.
Everyone speeds. No one sticks to the speed limit in America. No one stops at red lights. So, I'm just blending in. Luckily, thanks to the UAE driver's license, we got away with it.
Yeah.
I'd say the only bad bit of the trip that first week was that burger in the West Yellowstone, that meal, which was garbage.
Yeah,
the food over there is not great. That's the only kind of downside, but that's what you expect in the national park. Best food and worst food. Well, worst food was the burgers in the park. I feel like we had a really bad meal in Vegas somewhere as well, but I can't remember what. But best meals for me, Vegas would be 1228 Main. Had really nice food there. It was a bit of a surprise, and Largo brunch. Babette's and everything is always good.
Yeah.
But Largo, I think, was the best.
That was like the kind of surprise of the trip, I'd say. Yeah.
Everything else was, okay, so.
All good.
So, before we get into the Q&A, I think that's pretty much enough recap.
Well,
you've seen it, you don't need to, in terms of money, we can't remember.
No,
and I can't count mine, because mine's now merged with my recent.
I think 3,500 I took, and a little bit more in reserve, which I probably spent knowing me. And I know I came back with about 2,600 or 700. So I think I was down about 800, which, considering, I think that's all right.
Yeah, so I think I came back, so you came back with pretty much your budget then.
Because remember, I won in that casino.
You had that. You won $800 on the last night, and then you won another 900 straight after it now. So you had 2,000. That final night, you had $2,000.
Yeah.
I think I came back with, on that night, I think either 1,200 or 1,300. So I think in total, I came back with between 1,500 and 1,700, which was around 45 to 50% of the trip, which for me is that's a win. I think if you come back with any money, it's classed as a win. I
mean, people are saying the slots are tighter. I can kind of see what people are saying on that trip.
Yeah, well, I've had an interesting trip, which I won't spoil. It's a bloody good one that's about to drop. We're dropping this midweek, obviously because it's also coming up to Christmas, and then I'm going to drop my travel day, Boxing Day. We've been recently just watching Coin Show, and they've said that the slots are looser in their opinion, and they've come back with a huge amount of money compared to what they took. Before that, I don't know. I wouldn't say they're looser, but I would definitely say they're more volatile. When you win, you seem to win big, and when you don't, or you just don't win anything. So
there's less maintaining and keeping that steady game.
You used to be able to put like 100. I remember you used to put $100 in, and that could last you throughout the day. To me, that doesn't seem to happen now. It either goes up to 400-500, or it just drops to zero straight away. But we always say if you come back with money, it's a win. Talking of money, what we'll do now before we do the Q&A is we'll run you through the cost, because I know a lot of you are always interested in that, and we are fully open. We disclose everything that we spend. Obviously, in terms of our cost, it is a little bit skew-whiffed because of where we're coming from, flying with Emirates and flying business class. Obviously, our flight costs are quite high. Yeah, but we got a good deal on this, but you'll see now. I'll run you through the pricing. Alright, so in this section I'm going to talk you through the pricing, what we spent and what the holiday cost. We have included flights here, as you can see, obviously with Emirates flying business class, $12,323, which actually we got a good deal on the cost of flights. That can usually be considerably higher. For Sixt, we rented from LA, dropped off in LA. We had a Mercedes GLC. Normally we hire from Hertz, but this was actually a good deal. Total cost of the trip was just under $1,400. Now in hotels, we spent in total $2,150. In LA, $261. Vegas, obviously everything was comp, so we didn't spend anything for our hotels in Vegas. In Yellowstone, which was just the 2 nights inside the park, cost $1,016, which in my opinion, as we've said, is not worth it. You're much better off staying in West Yellowstone like we did for $338 per night, and you get a much better quality hotel and hotel room. Obviously, you're not inside the park, but it's only a 40-minute drive from the center of Yellowstone to the West Yellowstone hotels. Salt Lake City, that really nice Marriott, we spent $247, and in Park City, again at Marriott Summit Watch, we spent $288. So $2,150 in total for the hotels. For the petrol and gas, you can see here, we spent $365. Other taxis and transportation cost $146. This is your Ubers and etc. Food and drink, obviously we got a lot comped in Vegas, but outside of that, we spent around $2,444. So that was the second most expensive part behind obviously the flights. Entertainment was $472. This is tickets and other things that we've done throughout the trip. And then clothes and shopping, which includes some food shopping and bits and bobs from obviously Walmart and buying alcohol and stuff, was $735. So total for the hotel and the car and the trip, excluding the flights, to give you a reasonable idea, because obviously depending on where you're traveling from, your flight costs will be associated with that travel, was $7,700, which I don't think is too crazy for the 2 weeks that we've done. Obviously, including the flights, the total goes up dramatically to over $20,000. But, you know, under $8,000, under $10,000, what's that? $8,000 is probably £6,500–7,000 for a 2 week road trip that we did, staying in high-end hotels, nice places, eating good quality restaurants. I don't think that's too bad. We've certainly spent a lot more on all the holidays, so very happy with that. It's a one-off trip probably, and we've got memories to last a lifetime. All right, so we'll run through the questions. We've got quite a few here across Facebook, Instagram, messages, comments, so I apologise if I've missed anyone. We'll go through them in as much detail, but I'm conscious of time. We've got about 25 questions to get through. We'll start off with Elaine Nicol, who says, how much money do you put in a machine before you walk away? Do you say put $20 in and that's it, if not a bonus or anything, and move away? Well, go on, you go first then, because you're slightly different to me.
I don't really have a set rule. I just normally I put $100 in and then I'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same, unless sometimes I do purposely change $100 and say I'm going to put $20 in and give it a try. But I mean, sometimes I'll put $20 in and I don't always stick to my rules. If it's dropping 4 or 5 orbs, for example, on Dragon Link, I'll keep going because I think it might be close to a bonus.
To be honest, when we gamble together, normally we say, right, I'll put 100, you put 100, and we put 200 in a machine. And I said to Russell a few weeks ago, I don't know if you remember, but I said, actually, next time we go, let's split those 100 into 20s and let's just put like 20 in each.
Yeah.
Because if we put the 200, sometimes we let it go a bit far on a machine.
I think we do it based on feel. If we feel the machine is paying, we'll stay. If not, well, we'll move on.
But I do want to try that next time. Maybe just put 20 in each on a machine.
Well, I tried it.
When it goes, go on to the next.
I tried it this trip and it didn't work.
Oh.
So yeah.
Okay.
Right, Graham Wisher. Graham and Melanie Wisher. Has drunk Russell seen in this series ever been drunker in Vegas? I am assuming one would be talking about the infamous Fontainebleau episode. I will answer this and then I'll let Emily give her input because I can't always remember. Have I been drunker? I would say possibly yes.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you've been that drunk in Vegas.
Well,
you've been drunker here when you fell up that stair last year.
So, there's drunk with Emily, then there's drunk on the solo. I think I've been drunker in Vegas on solo trips, but I've obviously not been filming it, and it's a different type of drunk. Typically with me, when I get really drunk, I'm a quiet drunk. I'm the type who sits back and is quite quiet. I don't throw up, I'm never sick. Unless I'm absolutely paralytic. It's more like the following morning that I'll be sick.
I've never seen you be sick.
No, I don't get sick when I'm drinking alcohol. But normally if I get really drunk, I'm more of the type of person you'll find just at a party will be asleep on the sofa drunk. I got very, very giddy and giggly that trip. So it was a very different kind of drunk for me. I certainly don't think I've been as drunk as that with Emily. Possibly on a solo trip I might have been, but then I would have just taken myself to bed and passed out. Yeah. But I've definitely been more drunk than that in the UK and in the UAE. So yeah, well that was a good night.
I think that there was the trip before we started vlogging. I think there was a night when you were really drunk.
Oh yeah, this is the thing. Like, so yeah, I'm sure.
In Planet Hollywood.
I mean, I'll be honest. I was drunk, but I wasn't that drunk. Like I wasn't not in control of myself. Okay, I banged my head against the wall, but that's just because I was.
There was some unseen footage that couldn't be put on YouTube.
There's a lot of unseen footage. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a good night. Skylar Moon, what was your most memorable and cherished moment of your whole trip? Emily?
That's very hard to say. I think it was the day when we saw the bears in Yellowstone. When we did that road that we were going to go down. I think that was it, seeing the bears.
I've got three that were memorable that I'll think back on.
Okay.
One was obviously the bears in Yellowstone. That's the most, like, one of the most memorable. And just in general, I wouldn't just say the bears, I'd just say the wildlife that we saw in general.
Yeah.
The second one was that night at Fontainebleau. We'll never forget that. The drunken behaviour, the voodoo lady, and the things that were going on, and just the fact that those machines paid out bonus after bonus for 6 hours was just incredible. And then I'd also say there was a couple of nights that were quite memorable in Park MGM. That night we hit the $5 bonus where we won $800 and then you won $891. And to tie on to that, actually, what was really nice was on our last night, we ended up having an impromptu meetup.
Yeah, that was nice.
And we met like 3 or 4 different groups of people. And we just ended up sat in Park MGM for like an hour having a laugh and having a chat, and that was like a really nice way to end the trip because it was our last night. It was towards the end of the night, and it was just a nice way to end. So they were my most memorable, but the bears and the wildlife in Yellowstone we'll never forget. Yellowstone, yeah. I'm tired. If you can't, so I've just come back from a trip, literally yesterday. I'm struggling with a jet lag.
And I've been ill the last couple
She's
of
been
days.
ill the last 2-3 days. I've got family out in like 24 hours, 48
We're going
hours.
out for a wine and
We're
cheese
doing
night
it,
tonight.
cheese and wine night. We've had storms and flooding the last 2 days. So I thought it was fitting that this t-shirt says, "Oh, I just can't." Instead of just do it, I just can't. Right, Paul Bacon. What is your favourite restaurant for breakfast and dinner? Breakfast, I'll be honest, I find breakfast in America is just meh. It's just, no offence, but it's just, most places do all the same food. You know, pancakes, sausages, breakfast. I do like a ree-raw, fry up, full English. I do like Wicked Spoon buffet.
I like a Wicked Spoon.
Yeah, but I've just found the best place for breakfast in Las Vegas. You'll have to watch the Solo Trip to find out what best breakfast and best breakfast dish I've ever had.
Yeah.
But that's in a separate trip.
Yeah, Wicked Spoon. I liked Vida at Fontainebleau. I thought we had a really nice
That was
meal
nice
there
actually.
at
Vida was
time.
nice, yeah.
But like you say, breakfast can be very overpriced. What it is.
Yeah, and you know, sausage, bacon, and pancakes done as 20 different.
$25,
Yeah, exactly.
like,
you know, you can go to Black Bear
Diner.
Diner.
Sayalitas. I like Sayalitas a bit.
Yeah, Sayalitas we do like. Yeah, we like to try something different. So yeah, and then for dinner, our top 3 is Don's Prime, Bavette's, and Meat Bazaar. In terms of some of the nicest meals we've had. Largo, I would put up there now for brunch, and fast, cheap, quick and easy. Din Tai Fung can't be beaten.
Yeah.
Right. Louise, my eyes are going blurry. Louise, can you use free play and resort credit on package holiday stays and get comps? So package holiday stays, I would always say where possible, try and avoid them and book direct. If you book a package holiday, you won't be able to ask, for example, if you stay at MGM, you won't be able to ask MGM to do anything in terms of comps on your resort credits, your stay, or you can get obviously free play if you're using the card, but you won't be able to get any comps on stuff. So I would always say quite often it will work out cheaper on the first trip, but if you're planning on going multiple times, don't book on a package holiday. You might pay more the first time, but then you'll get comps on the second and third and fourth trip, so it'll make it more worthwhile and more cost effective in the longer run doing that. Melissa Miller 3444, how do you get so much free play?
I honestly think it's because we're international visitors for a start, because I've known a lot of people say that Americans get a lot less free play than your international people.
Yeah, I honestly
think we do because of that. I've seen, because It must be.
No one will ever know how to crack the algorithms and how they work.
But I think that's got something to do with it.
Well, I think the main thing is, and we've said it before in vlogs and recaps,
we do gamble a lot, to be honest.
it's all about how long you're in the casino for and how long you're spinning for. It's not, if you go into the casino and put $5,000 through the machine in 2 hours versus going in and putting $500 through it and sitting in the casino for 10 hours, the person who's got 10 hours might get more comps based on obviously the win-loss. They look at how long you stay in the casino, and we spend a lot of our time in the casino. We're not these people who go to Vegas and spend hours at restaurants, hours at cocktail bars, walking around. We go from casino to casino and gamble. That's what we do.
Also, we play slots, which you get the highest comps.
Yeah, video
slots.
poker is lower,
poker.
and table games we don't do. So it's purely slots, and we have separate accounts. So what we do explain it in the video, but we book our trip so that, like on this last trip, we got 6 lots of free play resort credit, free play food and beverage and stays. So I'll book one night, Emily will book 2 nights, then we'll go away, then we'll rebook. So we're not just getting our one offer per trip, we're getting it 2 or 3 times each. And that's why, my free play and resort credit at the moment is about 250 resort credit, 225 free play, and yours is
300 free play and 350 resort credit.
But we'll do that 2 or 3 times, so we'll end up having 1,500 in free play and 1,500 in resort credit because of the way that we plan the trips out.
And a lot of people merge bookings to merge accounts to get gold, but for us, I don't think gold is worth it.
Gold, the only benefit of gold is resort credit, and we don't pay resort credits on our stays. So there's resort fees, which is why we don't chase status. It means absolutely nothing to us. And that would be my one biggest advice. Don't chase the state. I don't get it when people are putting in hundreds of monies to try and reach Pearl, or to go from Pearl to Gold.
Pearl's worth it for the parking for us. If you're not going to
exactly. If you don't drive, the parking doesn't make any difference. So there's no point in chasing Pearl. It doesn't give you any other benefit.
You could be Sapphire and still get resort fees comps.
Exactly. We used to.
Yeah, we have. We've been Sapphire and they don't. I don't know why.
So there's no benefit of going to Pearl. Apart from the parking, there's no benefit of going from Pearl to Gold for us. It wouldn't impact anything in the slightest.
As long as we get resort fees comp, then there's no difference, is there?
Okay, so Italia Mama, how do you get the best out of the My Vegas app? So we don't really use the My Vegas app anymore, to be honest. We used to, because the benefits aren't as good as they used to be. But the one thing I will say, there are 4 apps. A lot of people don't know this. There's My Vegas, there's the Konami app, and then there's a couple of others.
Yeah.
I'll try and include a screenshot here of what they look like. But you can play all 4. So if you run out of your daily credit on one, go over to the other app and play, and it will combine the points into one account. That's how you'll maximise and just play it as much as possible. That's how you maximise points. That's the only way, really.
I don't play anymore. I don't think it's
because most of the Konami free play we used to use a lot. A lot of the restaurants and deals have changed. It's just not worth it for us now. I mean,
we use the beer.
Tom's Urban, Tom's Watch Bar, whatever it's called, beers. That's about it. That's all we use, really.
Yeah.
Angela Wickenden, do we play the tables or sports bets? No, we just do slots. So we don't do sports betting. Don't even understand it in America because it's different to the way that it's done in the UK. And we don't do tables. No, we just stick to the slots. We've got one final question from Facebook, which is from Steve KB, Stephen Lorraine, but we'll do that at the end because it leads us in nicely. So, Layla Turner 1169, what do you both do for a living? It seems like you have a lot of time for vacations, which is awesome.
I don't have any vacations.
Go on. What do you do?
I work in aviation, but I get 30 days annual leave a year, but I don't get holidays, don't get weekends. So it might seem like we go away a lot, but for me, I only go twice a year. I mean, you do your solo trips, but
so for me, because of the industry that she works in, and for me, the benefit, and I only get 30 days as well. So,
but you get weekends.
Yeah, so I get weekends and I get bank holidays, and that's the critical point. So, like the couple of trips that I've had, it's been because the bank holiday has fallen that we've basically been given the full 5 working days off. Now with the 2 weekends either side, that's a 9 day. That's 9 days off. So when I get that, I go away. on a solo trip. So I'm not using any vacation, it's a public holiday. I'm using the week. And then the last couple of years, just because I've had leave carried over that I haven't used, I've had a bumper year this year and they've told me I've got to use it. And this all stems from kind of COVID, but it's been pushed, people not using it. So we just get the normal 30 days, which is pretty much what everyone gets in the UK. I know in the US, I think it's a lot less. It could be like 15 days, but we just use we just plan and use the holidays well, so it looks like we get a lot more time off than we do. And then what I do for a living, good question. What do I do for a living? I don't know.
It changes every week.
In short, my experience is 20 odd years in real estate and property development. But right now I have done for the last 15 years, I work for local Emirati family. So I work for a very large family here. I won't say their name, but a very large family here, a billionaire family. So I'm a group chief operating officer. We have like 15 different businesses, but the core part of it is property development. And so yeah, that's what I've done for the last 15 years, hence I'm in Dubai. Sean McCluskey 905, great series, interested in your reflections on Yellowstone and Grand Teton. What would you do differently? What were the highlights, things to avoid? I think we've kind of already answered that in our recap.
Well, I want to say something, and you might disagree with me here, because we keep saying about staying in Yellowstone. We stayed at, where did we stay? The Canyon Lodge. Canyon Lodge. And we said that actually, on hindsight, we'd stay in West Yellowstone, right? What I will say is, for us, yes, but I think for other people, that drive into the park in the pitch black dark is not for the faint-hearted.
No, and we did say this in the vlog. For us, we will stay there.
Even me, I'm like a bit panicked.
If you're not comfortable with driving, see, driving in the US doesn't bother me, and we drive here on the same side of the road, so it's just normal driving for me. It doesn't bother us, and it doesn't bother us doing long journeys. Some people would say, "Oh, I paid the extra." If you think about it, the difference is about 50%. So you'll pay $600 to stay in West Yellowstone. You'll pay $1,200 to stay inside the park. And you'll get a lot worse accommodation, no air conditioning.
It's the food as well. Like if you've got nowhere to relax after you've a long park day, there's no nice food or anything like that.
It's not about saving money. I would just rather stay in West Yellowstone and have somewhere to walk around, because once it's dark, the park is done. Once the sun sets, you're done in the park. That's it. You're not going to do anything. So the sun sets at 7 o'clock. 7 till 10, 11, whenever you go to sleep, there's nothing to do. And there's no real bars or restaurants. So we would prefer to go to West Yellowstone. I would be interested to do that trip again and stay in West Yellowstone. After I've done it in West Yellowstone, I might turn around and say, actually, you know what, I'd rather be in the park.
Because we got up early and we travelled 5 minutes by car and we saw all that amazing wildlife. Would we have been able to do it if we stayed in West Yellowstone?
We don't know. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
And you don't know what the queues are like. So it was like when we left, when we went back into the park at 6, the queues to get out were quite big. So I wouldn't want to sit in traffic. So who knows? We've only done it once. We'd have to do it a couple of times to know if that's the best option.
Grand Teton Park. Grand Teton. I would like to go back. We
didn't do Jenny Lake.
No, we didn't really scratch the surface with Grand Teton, did we really? We just kind of drove through and saw a couple of things. So
I would just say get to Jenny Lake early.
It seemed busy. It seemed busier than Yellowstone, to be honest, in a lot of ways.
Well, that place was closing and they were refurbed, so we don't know if that had anything to do with it. But it was, Tetons is nice, but when you've done Yellowstone, Tetons is like, meh.
What would you do differently?
I think I'd say,
we'd just go longer and maybe stay in West Yellowstone. Yeah.
Christine Soto, 1137. What are your favourite slots to play? At what casino? Do you ever play Keno? What's your favourite hotel resort and why? Okay, well, we'll knock off Keno. We don't play Keno. No.
Well, we try, but I don't know how to do it.
No. What are your favourite slots to play? Well, mine are obvious. Dragon Link and Lightning Link. It's the only thing that pays me. That's why. I play other games that don't pay me.
It's funny because before we started vlogging, Russell used to hate Dragon Link. He used to hate it. He used to always play
the Chinese games.
Like
Mighty Cash, 88 Fortunes, anything.
Gold Stacks.
Gold Stacks. What's the pot game? Prosperity Link, not Prosperity Link.
Dragon,
no, the pots.
Dancing drums.
Dancing Drums. I used to play all those types of games.
Yeah.
All the 88-cent bet denominations.
I mean, I love all the themed games like Game of Thrones, and I love those, but they don't really pay.
They don't pay
I
out.
love the Sex and the City machine.
As you'll see, I had a little challenge. Well, it wasn't really a challenge, but I played all of Emily's
Oh.
games, and let's just say who were the biggest losses.
Oh, what casino?
Favourite casino?
My favourite casino used to be Cosmo, but they've got rid of all the good games for me now.
Yeah, and the drinks aren't as good in there now.
New York, I like.
I like the casino New York.
I
Yeah.
like that they've got a lot of double seaters in New York.
Yeah, I like Resorts World Casino. I don't like the atmosphere and the staff in there, but I like the selection of games in there, and I like the cocktails and the drinks in there. But yeah, probably New York.
Favourite hotel and resort in Vegas and why?
Favourite hotel and resort, Fontainebleau for the rooms,
Yeah.
Park MGM, because of the location, the no smoking,
Cosmo as well.
and Cosmo. Yeah, they're our top.
Yeah.
Okay. Timothy Bossier 4353. Okay, really enjoy the videos you make. Hope I bump into you guys at some point. Being based in Europe, I wonder if the gaming industry in the Emirates with Wynn, Al Marjan, and MGM Resorts also building a couple of resorts will ever take off, and will it replace Vegas trips?
Ever will it replace Vegas trips?
We're really interested to see what it will be like here when they open. I've got a feeling that it'll be very much like Singapore, and it will lack the atmosphere. They'll be very, very popular, and they'll be very, very busy. We will go, and I will certainly try and vlog it, and I am going to actually ask if I can get access, even pre-opening, to kind of film it, being obviously a local gambling channel. See if they can give me any kind of early access to film and stuff. I'll be interested to see. It won't replace Vegas. We probably won't go to the casino much, even though it's here.
Just to say as well, the Wynn is in Ras Al Khaimah, which is a separate emirate to Dubai and Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, but it's only 45-50 minute drive.
And they have a gaming license. Now MGM is being built in Abu Dhabi. They don't currently have a gaming license.
Well, technically, RAC doesn't have a gaming license either. As of yet, it
They
hasn't been legally confirmed that there will be a casino and there will be gambling. Now, there will be, because they wouldn't have done it, but it hasn't actually been legally ratified yet. And Dubai and Abu Dhabi don't have gaming licenses. So these resorts are being built with the intent to be turned into casinos, but at the moment, they don't actually have the regulations are in place, because it's all being built, it's all being
and from
drafted.
what I've heard about the rumours about the Wynn, it's not gonna be like Vegas. It's gonna be, you can only gamble a percentage of your salary. It's gonna be based on salary, I've heard.
Yeah, it'll be like Singapore. It'll be very restrictive.
Residents have to pay an entry fee like you do in Singapore.
Yeah.
Only tourists can get them for free. There's going to be a lot more regulations, I think.
They don't want to have a situation whereby the people here, Emiratis and then residents, are losing all their money, getting addicted to gambling, getting addicted to alcohol, causing problems, crime, people becoming homeless. So they want to avoid that aspect of what does happen in Vegas and everywhere else, to be honest. They want to restrict it, and it will be very, very regulated. So, I mean, we will go, we might do the odd trip there and say, let's have a night in the casino and have a stay in RAC, which we sometimes do, but it'll never replace, and it'll never be a regular place for us.
No.
Val Marie loves Vegas. Out of the dining establishments you have eaten at in Aria Resort Casino, rank in order of your favourite to least, naming any dishes that stood out at the top. So I was actually thinking about this question when I landed from Vegas and I couldn't sleep yesterday.
Oh, you thought about it?
And I'm going to say something a little bit controversial here, and I'm going to say that I think the food in Aria is absolute garbage. And I'm going to be quite brutal and say every place we've been into, I think, apart from Din Tai Fung and the Caveat, Gymkhana, which is just open, which I've been to. But I'll quickly run off the places that we've been. Javier's, very, very disappointing in this trip. One of the biggest letdowns that we've had. Posh Burger, it's just, I mean, if it wasn't in the 2 for 1, we probably wouldn't ever go there, and it's very, it's very average. Moneyline Pizza that people rave about. Our pizza was so greasy and disgusting, we didn't eat it, and we walked out of the restaurant. Salt and Ivy, garbage.
Oh, don't get him started on Salt and Ivy.
Overpriced garbage, I'm sorry. Aria Food Court, meh. Again, don't really rate it. Bardo Brasserie, meh.
You loved big fan
It was
for me.
okay.
I didn't,
You didn't like
it.
it.
I'd love to try Carbone. We were thinking about trying it on the next
Yeah,
trip.
we're trying
I'd
that
like
for
to
May,
try it.
and then Carbone and Jim Carner will try because I've tried it.
We've never been to Catch, but I'm not a big
We haven't done
seafood
Catch. I don't think there's anywhere else we haven't really tried. So
lemongrass. I've never tried
lemongrass,
lemongrass.
we've not tried. Yeah, but of the places we've tried, I've just in area they've all been quite disappointing.
Din Tai Fung's good. My
Din Tai
favourite
Fung's
dish
the
is the
favourite.
ribs and Din Tai Fung.
Yeah, we haven't tried the chocolate mochi. We need to try
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No other standout dishes for you then.
But yeah, I just think Aria's just been.
We haven't
It's
had
not
the
really.
best. That steak salad was nice
Yeah,
that
steak
was
salad.
nice.
Yeah, dead Mexican.
Oh.
Steak. Yeah, the best part of the Mexican restaurant was the steak and blue cheese salad. That was a terrible meal. I didn't say in the vlog, but I would have walked out of there. It was absolute garbage. Chris Fowler, E6V. It's not actually a question, it's just a comment saying we have to try Sinatra's an ambient in Sedona. Juice one.
We've been to Sedona while we drove through.
Juice 197825. My question: if you had to do a meal redo based on all the meals you've had in Vegas in 2025, what would it be? Happy Christmas and Happy New Year. If it was a redo in terms of it was that bad or in terms of good?
No, it was good.
A
You wanted
one.
to redo it. Mine's Don's Prime.
In 2025, in the whole of 2025.
Yeah. Don's Prime is mine. But people have said that it's not as good anymore, which is disappointing. I really liked Don's Prime. I thought the service was good, the food was really good, and the steak's the best I've had in Vegas. I really, really liked it. So mine would be there.
Yeah, maybe Don's Prime. But that's we always do.
You were
It's
ill though,
always-
weren't you, when we were in Don's Prime?
Yeah, I'm always ill. I'm always ill in Vegas. See, this is
Yeah.
now. I'm always fine in Dubai. Emily's always ill in Dubai, and then when we go away, it swaps. A redo best meal. Let's see. Ooh. I'd also add there Largo, but for dinner.
Yeah,
Be interesting to see what it's like for dinner.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably Don's Prime was one of the best we've eaten at this year. Laurie and George, where are you both born and raised? Why did you fly to LA and then drive to Vegas? And how are the cats doing? Well, there's one sat right here, meow meow.
Growler's
upstairs asleep. The cats are good. They enjoyed the treats. She's having a stretch now. They've been a bit funny the last couple of days because of the storms, but they're super needy. Now she's attacking this camera stand. No.
We nearly had a third cat when Russell was in Vegas.
Oh, drama.
Honestly,
which I had to solve from 8,500 miles away.
So yeah.
Where we both born and raised. So both of us in the UK. Mine's very, very simple. I was born and raised in the same spot in a little village off the edge in Cheshire, south of Manchester, where I stayed until I was in my mid-20s, and I've been here in Dubai for the last 15 years. Emily's is a bit more complex. She's pinged around.
Yeah.
Go on.
Wow.
Even I don't know where you were raised. Well, she was raised down the pits.
In a coal mine.
She was dragged up through the coal mines.
I was born in Newcastle under Lyme,
Not
Stoke-on-Trent, whatever.
Posh part of Stoke.
And then I moved. My family live in Bangkok, Thailand, so I moved there when I was a teenager for my dad's job. Lived there for a while. I moved back to university. I lived in Manchester, and then when I was 23, I moved to Dubai. Met this guy.
And it all went Pete Tom from there onwards.
And I've been here for 11 years, so I've kind of been all over.
Yeah, we've kind of both of us now are getting to the point where we've spent more of our life outside the UK than we have in the UK now.
Yeah, it's quite crazy.
Why did we fly to LA and then drive to Vegas? So for a few reasons. One, because Emirates fly to LA, and we, to be honest, we don't want to do a connection. We could connect in LA and then fly on, but we're just exhausted after that. You have to get the bags checked out, and it's not so bad on the way out, but on the way back, my concern is then, the flight from LA is like 3:00 in the afternoon. Yeah. You'd have to get there super early. If the plane is delayed in Vegas or something happens and then you miss your flight, I feel like I have more control when I'm driving. And we quite like getting there, landing, and then just going to sleep early. We're up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, as you've seen.
Yeah.
So we're into Vegas the following day by 6 a.m. So really, we haven't really lost anything.
With the connections, you have to pick up your bags. And with
Yeah.
the LA immigration, you never know how long it's going to
You
take.
could be an hour. So you'd have to, for us, I wouldn't be comfortable booking a flight that wasn't 3-4 hours.
You don't land till 2, so you'd have to be 6. So you
And then by the time you get there, it's 8,
Yeah.
and we'd be just passing out sleep. You know, I know some of the UK guys go there and then stay up for 3-4 hours. We really wouldn't be able to do that because we'd just be just zombied. And we hire a car, and it's so much more cheaper to hire in LA. It's like $500-$600 versus about $1,200 if you hire it in Vegas. And then it's a round trip. If we hired in Vegas, and even if we flew out from there, we'd have to do one way because we'd still have to get to LA anyway.
Yeah, I get a bit of discount with Hertz, so
Yeah.
and for some reason the discount doesn't work in Vegas, but it works in LA, and normally it's like a massive price difference between LA and
Between
Vegas.
LA and Vegas, even without the
Massive.
discount, it's
Even
about
without-
40-50%
For
cheaper.
some reason.
Yeah. Well, it's a captive audience, and you've got
Yeah.
more choice in Vegas. It's quite small.
So yeah.
Then Vicky X1185. What's your favourite thing about Park MGM? My friend and I are staying there for 5 nights in September and are keen to find out the must-dos. We'll go on. What's your favourite thing?
My favourite thing is that it's smoke free. That's my favourite thing
Yeah.
about it. So I'll be completely honest. The reason we stay there is because for some reason we get the best comps there. We get the best resort credit and free play.
Oh, everyone does the same.
No, but I get more free play and resort credit in Park MGM. They're doing Luxor and Excalibur.
Yeah, that's only
So,
this month.
I would like the
historically, it's always been you get one level for Bellagio, MGM, Cosmo,
Yeah,
and then you get another level for
MGM Grand.
New York,
yeah.
Park MGM, and Luxor and Excalibur.
Yeah. New York, yeah.
Yeah.
But
so
I just, out of the lower properties, we like to prioritise the most free play and resort credit because we don't really spend that much time in the room.
yeah, I mean, I have to be honest and say I don't like the Park MGM rooms. I don't like them. I think they're horrible.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
They're not horrible, Russell.
I think
it's quite.
I don't like the green and red colour. I don't like the room colour. If the room was painted white and it was a bit softer,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be too bad.
It's a bit
The
loud.
sizes are okay, but it's just very in your face.
I prefer Nomad. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. What I like about Park MGM is not the rooms. It's its location. It's central. It's easy to walk to Aria. It's easy to get the tram to Bellagio. It's easy to get across to New York, and to MGM Grand. It's got the food court there. It's got a couple of good, decent food options.
Yeah.
It's smoke free. But the biggest thing is it's easy. It's a small hotel.
Yeah.
There's never a big queue for check-in. You can check in and out, and the staff are friendly there. The staff are good.
Nomad's
and
a lot
Nomad,
better.
obviously, well, the reserve now.
My choice was.
It's easy.
Yeah.
For me, it's easy. Yeah, maybe I was a bit harsh saying the rooms are horrible. They're not horrible. I just don't like that red or green. I think of the two colours,
Yeah.
it's like. Oh.
They're very basic, the rooms, but they do the job. You're not in the room. For me, I'm not.
No,
in
and the
room.
suites are good.
The
The
suites are
Nightingale
good,
and
yeah,
Nighthawk
yeah.
suite, and obviously Nomad is fantastic. And we always try and stay in Nomad or the reserve.
Just sometimes Nomad, especially at weekends, it's a bit harder to get the comps because it's
Yeah.
only small.
And then final question. Oh, that was it. This is also the final one was from TA57462. Sorry again for interrupting your clip at Aria today. That was as I was filming on my solo vlog.
You haven't done Steve Cavey.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, there was a gentleman who said hello as I was filming. So yeah, no need to apologise. Sorry I didn't stop and chat to you. I was in a rush to get somewhere. But yeah, no problem. So yeah, final question. All right, so you may be wondering why all of a sudden I'm in a different outfit and why Emily's been replaced with Princess Meow Meow. Well, we went out for cheese and wine night last night. We obviously already filmed the recap, and then I forgot that in the vlog, the last one, we asked people to send obviously more questions in, and people did. So we didn't want to leave any questions or any people out. So thought I'd just quickly film an extra little bit and answer the 5 or 6 additional questions that we've got. Emily's behind the camera, you won't see her, but you'll hear her. She didn't want to have to do all the hair and makeup and stuff again. So we've had a few more questions come in. Oh, she's off. No, she's back down. Philip Hall, plan plans and dates for May 2026 trip, and who does Emily love more, the cats or Russell? Well, we're going in first 2 weeks of May. I said previously, week in Nashville and around there, and then second week in Vegas. And who does Emily love more? The cats. The cats get all the attention, all the love. She talks to the cats more than she talks to me.
That's true.
She never stops talking to the cats from morning till night time. Definitely the cats. They're definitely her favourites. Amanda Flower, from Passport to Paradise. What has been your most overrated restaurant for hotel and experience in Vegas? Also, most underrated. Wow, I could go on all day about overrated restaurants in Vegas because there's a lot of them. But I would say two that spring to mind: Javier's. Everyone used to rave about it. We really didn't rate it, and a lot of people messaged us while we were there because I posted on Instagram that wasn't very impressed, and a lot of people said that they weren't impressed on their trip. And the second place I will say, and I'll start with a little bit of a rant here, Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen we found was so overrated. Really don't get why people think it's that great. And I will go on and say, I don't think a lot of Gordon Ramsay's places are actually that good. You're shaking your head. I mean, Emily's not on camera, so I'll say one thing and I know it'll rattle Emily. Gordon Ramsay, as a Brit, should be ashamed to have a fish and chip restaurant and serve French fries, American fries, in a British fish and chip restaurant.
Yeah.
Skinny fries don't go with fried fish.
But you've missed one there. What about Mother Wolf?
Mother Wolf.
That's the ultimate overrated.
Mother Wolf. It was shite. And a lot of people have said it's very, very salty food. And a lot of the restaurants in Fontainebleau seem to be salty. I don't know what salt they're using. But it was new when we went. It was newly opened, so it could have been teething issues. I'd give it a second chance if we had resort credit there. But Hell's Kitchen to me was just everyday pub food.
But now, overrated hotel. I know what your answer's going to be.
Overrated hotel.
But it's from your recent solo trip.
Yeah, well, I've always not felt Bellagio was that great of a hotel and is overhyped. And now that I've stayed there, I will 100% agree to say that. I think it's old luxury. I think it was probably fashionable and luxurious 20 odd years ago when it first opened. But now, I'm sorry, it's dated and I just don't rate it at all.
Well, you'll learn about experience.
Yeah, you'll see my experience. In the solo vlog coming up. Most underrated restaurant. Ooh. Most underrated. I mean, Bavet's is strong, but it's not underrated. Everyone raves about it. Largo. I don't see many people talk about, and we had a really good meal there. Saluritas is a little hidden gem. Yeah, I think that's it really.
What about experience?
We don't really do any experiences, do we?
Just gamble, don't we?
Just gamble. Yeah, we're just degenerates. Lisa L, I think, or Lisa I 77. Enjoyed tagging along on the adventure. Sorry to see you got ill at the end. I'd like to know how you both ended up living in Dubai. I just packed things up in the UK. And decided, sod it, I'm moving out to Dubai. I had friends here, I'll do it for a couple of years and see how it goes, and 15 years later I'm still here. Emily?
Similar story really. I just didn't want to go back to the UK after
Just
university.
Yeah.
Thought, well, I'll try Dubai. It wasn't really popular at the time, was it?
No,
really?
15 years ago it wasn't like it is
but
now.
we decided to go for it.
Yeah. Donald Alden 7364. Thank you so much for taking us along on a great trip. I especially love that outfit you had on for the Ryder Cup. Looking forward to your Q&A. Only question I have is, what are the dates in May for Vegas? Okay, so we've done that, first couple of weeks in May. Christine Soto, she's already asked a couple of questions, so one more question about the cats. How many in total, indoor, outdoor? Funny you raised that question, because there are two, this being one of them, little Meow Meow, who was like the OG that came first, and then Growler, either upstairs asleep or outside.
No,
I don't
she's
know.
up in the garden.
They're both, well, they were outdoor cats. Now they don't seem to leave, and they don't even go out. Like the last few days, because of the storms, they haven't really gone out at all. Last night we came home from cheese and wine night, and it was Armageddon, and Growler walks up to us at the car and starts kind of meowing at us. Walk inside, meow meow lets out this almighty scream on top of her lungs in the middle of the stairs. So I walk up the stairs to see what he's screaming at. And there's a giant brown cat stood at the top of the stairs coming out of our bedroom that we have no idea where it's come from, whose cat it is. It looked like a Bengal tiger. It was massive. And then proceeded to spend the next 25 minutes trying to get this brown cat out of the...
It went and hid under the bed, or
hid
like what?
under the bed. I might even put the clip in of me
Yeah,
going, chill bro.
Oh, it was funny.
And then there's Mickey. So we have two. There's a lot of community cats here that get looked after and fed. Most of them have got homes, and two is absolutely more than enough. No more needed. Emily's shaking her head. No more.
No more.
That's it. NJW 1968. When you move between denoms, is it random or do you have a certain number of spins? How do you decide which denoms to start on? Typically on the games that we play, on most games we'll just do 1 cent denom or 2 cents. On most of them, if it's a 75 cent, an 88 cent or a dollar spin, we'll stick up to about $2. Except for Dragon Link and Lightning Link, where we'll typically bounce between 1 cent, $1 and 1.50, 2 cent, 50 cent and $1. So that's a $1 and a $2 bet. And then 5 cent, $1.25. Sometimes we'll do 5 cent, $2.50, and sometimes we'll do 10 cent, $2.50. And if we've got a good bankroll, we'll do $1, $5 spins. That's pretty much our go-to on every game in it.
Yeah. We just bounce around whatever
We
we
just see
feel
whatever
like.
we
Depends
feel
on the
like.
budget, doesn't it really?
Yeah,
How much
you
we're
know,
winning
we've
on
taught
it.
a few taps on 1 cent, $1, then we'll move up to 1.50. 1.50 we know always, 1 cent, 1.40 always lands huge numbers on Dragon Link and Lightning Link, but you never hit the bonus. And then we'll bounce around. So we just see what we feel like. And then last one, Liam Mo 9WW. Great vlog series, guys. As always, my question: why don't you just connect the LAX, fly to Vegas, rent a car in Vegas, rather than drive from LA? So I think we mentioned this in Laurie and George's question. It's just easier and simpler for us to fly into LA, take a break and do the drive the following day, than to do another connection and mess around, adding on another flight after a 17-hour flight. So that's it. That's everyone. So yeah. I'll pick it up now. I'll jump back to, you'll see me now, go back to what we were wearing yesterday with Emily. No problem. So yeah, final question from Steve KV and lovely Lorraine, who we met on this trip at Red Rock, which was fantastic. What's your plans for your next road trip? Well, that I guess leads us on to kind of the final segment, which is plans for next year. Well, we were planning on saying plans for next year would be the trip, but obviously the next vlog you will see will be me on my solo trip. All I'll say is, what a roller coaster trip it was.
Yeah.
Incredible. I had some amazing highs. I had some really, really bad days gambling, but I had some incredible highs. I've done some things I've always wanted to do, much to the annoyance of Emily. After that, our next trip together that's confirmed at the moment is going to be in May, Maycation. I think the whole of the UK is in May.
Everyone's there.
Everyone's there in May. It's going to be wild. It's my 40th in May. So we're flying into Atlanta from Abu Dhabi with Etihad this time. So we'll show you the business product for a bit different. Because they fly direct to Atlanta. We're meeting up with our friends Austin and Lorraine, who you, any good viewers will know they have been in our series before in Vegas. We're meeting up with them, and then we're going up to Nashville for 2 to 3 days to drink, get drunk, and listen to live music and watch a bit of country.
Yeah.
Then we're going to
Gatlinburg
to Also get drunk on moonshine this time and listen to country music.
I want to go on an alpine coaster.
And do roller coasters. And then we're in Smoky Mountains for one night. And then we're going over to Cherokee Casino, local casino of Lala and Pop Pop, aka Mr. Lala. Sorry, which seems to have gone down a treat as well, that little Freudian slip of calling him Mr. Lala. Sorry, Pop Pop, I do apologise again. So we're doing one night there.
We have been before.
If you're there, yeah, we've been before. If you're there, we'd love to meet up with you guys at Cherokee. We've been there before when England were in the Euros. Were they playing Germany? I remember we were watching it and we won.
We watched it in the sports book, didn't we?
Yeah, well, we were gambling. There were some good Buffalo bonuses on the bar top.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. So we haven't been back since. That was in 2021. So funnily enough, mentioning that, that was actually the last trip. So in 2021, because of COVID, we couldn't go back to the UK. The UK was closed and we had a leave to use. We went to the US and did a 4-week road trip. And what we're basically doing is we're revisiting some of the areas that we love so much, which was Gatlinburg, the Smoky Mountains, and Nashville, and doing it properly. When we went for Nashville, it was July 4th, and we watched Brad Paisley and Drinking from a Bottle. What's her name? Kelsey Ballerini. Before she was big, she was just coming up, and now she's obviously huge. So yeah, we're getting to do all the things that we couldn't do fully because of COVID and the restrictions. So we can't wait for that. And then a week in Vegas. And I'll say for the week in Vegas, we're going to go big. It's my 40th. I want to enjoy it. I've got a taste of the high life on this trip. Bit of a high roller these days, don't you know? So we might be booking a few big suites. We've got some amazing meals already booked. We're booking it. We're going to Prime Steakhouse, SW Steakhouse, Gymkhana. We're looking at possibly L'Atelier, Carbone or Carbone Riviera. We're looking at L'Atelier or one of those Joel Robuchon restaurants, or Meat Bazaar again to try the new one. I want to do a really fancy dinner tasting menu. The problem is Emily doesn't like shellfish, doesn't like truffle, doesn't like mushrooms. And if you've ever seen a tasting menu, it's pretty much shellfish, truffle, mushroom. So I don't want to drop $1,000 on a dinner and Emily go, I'd rather eat at Subway or Kentucky Fried Chicken. So we've got to find somewhere, but we've got some amazing things planned for that trip. Hopefully some nice big sweets and stuff. So, and who knows, there may be, like I said, Eid and Ramadan is in February, March this year. If it permits and then we get a week off again, if Emily can get time off, we may do a trip before
I'm
then.
not counting on that.
No, we're guaranteed for May, and then we'll be booking something soon for probably October. Maybe we'll do it for our anniversary. So we'll do May for my birthday and October for our wedding anniversary.
Yeah, we're gonna see. Actually, we're not sure what we're gonna do in October, are we yet, or what?
No, we don't know what we're
idea.
going to do.
Obviously
Orlando,
Vegas.
It'll be Vegas in the US, but we don't know where.
I want to go to Hawaii, but I don't know.
October's a bit of a difficult time because a lot of places you're restricted.
Yeah.
You can't do a lot of national parks. Florida you can do. I'd like to fly into Denver and do Deadwood and all around that. But again, I don't know if doing that in October is the right time of the year. It's start of the winter season. Denver's obviously Colorado.
There is
not Banff. That's where not Banff. What's it called? Breckenridge. I want to say I've been there before. I think it's Breckenridge. Breckenridge Ski Resort around Denver.
Vail, you mean?
Yeah, there's Vail. There's also a place.
No,
I think it's called
no.
Breckenridge. That's where we stayed. That's all the fancy part of where all the ski resorts
But there's
are.
rumours that Emirates are going to start a flight to Denver. So
There's rumours Emirates will start a flight to Vegas, which God help us.
We've heard that for years.
God help us if that comes in. Well, with opening the win and stuff, you never know. It might have been part of the deal to bring people into Iraq and Dubai. Iraq doesn't have an airport that can cope with international flights like that, so.
It does have an airport.
Yeah, but not for international A380s and stuff like that. Not large scale.
No.
Transcontinental. Who knows? Let's see. So, yes, thank you for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this series.
It was a really good trip.
It was an incredible trip. We'll never forget it. It'll be etched in memories forever. We met some amazing people.
Yeah, we did.
We really enjoyed 99% of the comments that we get. The 1% of the negative, F you. You're never going to please everyone. Yeah, enough said about that. So yeah, we appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, for subscribing, for commenting on the vlogs and on social media, on Facebook, Instagram. We're on as Roman New Roots. We do put stuff on there that we don't show on YouTube and the vlog. So
Yeah.
do follow along if you want to know more about us. And well, I will see you next week on Boxing Day. I'm going to drop it. So when you're all stuffed with your turkeys and you're bored, or you've got relatives around that are annoying you. I'm not saying I'm not saying anything about my family. Just I'll get accused. Yeah. But we know what Christmas is like. Sometimes it's a bit much, and you want to escape. Go put on Russell's solo vlog. Yeah. Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It's in a few
Happy
days.
New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year. And
Let's
well.
hope we have a good gambling year in 2026.
Yeah. Here's to 2026. Here's to turning 40. Cheers.
Cheers.
See you in the next one.
Bye.